Hey guys, welcome back to Community Cares. I'm Dave. I'm the executive director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn. I have the honor of being the president of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And we have a really special guest here today, somebody that I admire, and I know a lot of my colleagues and peers in the community really do as well. He does a great job. But I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Oh, well, thanks so much for having me, guys. My name's Wes Duncan. I have the honor of being the city attorney here in the city of Sparks.
An easy job, huh?
Easy.
Super easy. No, there's nothing easy about what he does. He's a killer, and he's a good guy, mutual friend of a lot of people I know, and I always hear good things about you, man.
Thank you so much. Well, listen, I wanted to present you guys. So I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to tour here and just get a real feel for what you all are up to. And I think it's important, right, in our community to acknowledge people who are making a difference and certainly making a difference for people that, are sometimes down on their luck, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to give you all this certificate of acknowledgement and appreciation from our office at the city attorney's office. And I'll read it. It says, in recognition of your outstanding contributions to our community and appreciation of your continued efforts to provide clothing at no cost to those in need, we are grateful for your dedication and hard work, which have made a significant impact on our community. And I really mean that. I mean, this is an important thing when people can
Thank you.
come to a place.
I'm going to keep this one.
Get clothed. And so,
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it means a lot
thanks for what you guys are
Yeah.
doing. It's really cool.
Yeah, let's show it off. Show
That's
our
beautiful. Look at that. Oh, can you see
viewers. All right. We appreciate it.
Can you see it?
Thank you. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Don't make a replica. Thank you. We're awesome. It is awesome to be able to partner with so many people in the community and to be making the difference we are. It really is because of our supporters and our volunteers. Yeah. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of that mic either, Wes. And we really care about the community. We really care about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I think why we're doing it is because everyone deserves to have clean clothing.
Yeah, it's just like our saying, hope and dignity, right? It's not just clothing. It's providing a hope, a moment of kindness and dignity. And I do want to give a shout out to Joyce, one of our volunteers who's been here for over 15 years, and all of our over 30 volunteers. Yep. You guys really make it happen. And at the end of the day, it absolutely would not happen if it wasn't for you guys. And thank you also for those of you who contribute financially, because a lot of people think that we have a lot of contributions, and just a little over a year ago we almost had to shut our doors after 27 years at that point. But things have turned around. Dave, you're doing a great job. We have a tremendous board, and I'm just so proud of this organization. So thank you guys for sharing these podcasts and getting the word out and awareness, and it's just exciting to see everybody come together.
Yeah, and this is all about community. And thank you guys this is your organization. We're facilitating things, we're making things happen, but really you, the community, it's your organization. Because we get donations, financial donations from the community. We get clothing donations from the community. And then we're run by volunteers that are just anyone from the community. So we really are support. Without the community believing in us, there is no Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I was really struck by, right? It's that you come in and you see a lot of different workers, and they are all giving of their time, right? Because they believe in the mission. And so really neat to see what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. If you're new or newish to Good Shepherd's Clothes Closets podcast, which is Community Cares, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, all over the place, and we're really excited to see how many people are listening. The podcast is really growing, and I really want to acknowledge that because today is our 30th episode. So thank you guys.
Awesome.
We've been averaging a couple of our videos have thousands of views, and they're just people in the community that are just listening to Chaz and I talk and make jokes about things.
Horrible dad jokes. You know what I really like though is even besides that. Well, go ahead.
I won't. Your jokes are so bad, man.
Oh, thanks, brother.
That's just me trying to encourage you.
Yeah, I know. Hey, but what's been even more exciting is some of the relationships and partnerships that have come out from having community leaders on and different leaders of nonprofits and organizations. And that's what it's all about. It's just uniting. We're stronger united. And, getting the word out. I learned something new every single episode about this resource. So I can't believe, are those the events? I hope not. Again.
those are the events,
Oh,
dude, for
okay.
today. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what I had
This one
on
kills me. You kill me every time.
here. Wait, is that right? I don't know, man. Oh,
Oh,
there it
there we
is.
go.
There it
Okay,
is.
okay.
Wes. See, I got Wes up there.
That still kills me. Okay.
Still kills you? Why does it kill you?
All right, let's have a ball. Go
Are
ahead.
you? There's some big things happening in the community right now. The first one we want to highlight is one we highlighted last week. We're going to highlight it again. What we're finding is when we re-highlight events, bigger events in the community, a lot of times some of our listeners only hear it one time. So some of the more important events we do want to highlight that are happening, and the bigger ones, because we have a lot of new people in the Reno Sparks community that's moving here.
Yeah, for sure.
All the time. So we always want to make sure that people know that we care, and it's all about being in the community. It's so important to have that community support for events, and also the community just, talking to someone, having a conversation. We met at an event that our mutual friend Christopher Dare put on. You spoke, you did a great job. Thank you. And thank you for then coming on the show and doing a tour and everything else. But it's definitely a great thing. We love the community. We love being able to highlight events. But man, I'm tired. I had quite the weekend. Oh my goodness. My septic tank, or no, I don't have a septic tank. It's sewer to the street. And so,
That's a crappy situation.
Dude, I use a shop vac.
He'll be here all night.
It was, I told you. Terrible. I'm just kidding. I love you, man.
Love you too.
And I really do care about what's happening in the community. But yesterday, all I cared about was getting the things I won't say online off of my lawn. That was
That's
hard.
tough. Yeah.
But and that's part of life. I mean, we all have those kinds of issues, right? And I'm very thankful today. Well, I was able to get it resolved. So we got it resolved, and a plumber came out, and we're all good. But you can see all the pressure of everything.
Yeah.
I busted
Wow.
a blood vessel in my eye.
I'm sorry. Well, it's true though. I mean, like, there's so many things that we take for granted. The little things in life. We're very blessed in Sparks and Reno and in this country. So I think it's those little things. There can be good that can come out of it.
100%.
We're reminded of those blessings. So
Nika and I are so thankful for where we are, honestly, and what we're doing. We are Sparks. We live in Sparks now, my wife and I. So we're Sparksonians. Is that what they're called? Sparksonians? Do you have anything?
I think it's Sparksians.
Sparksians?
The Sparksonians is kind of cool. I kind of like that.
that's funny.
My wife came up with that one.
Are you from here?
Not originally.
Not
From a
originally.
little town in California called Sonora.
Oh, Sonora,
A little
nice.
4,500
Yeah.
person town.
How long have
Awesome.
you been in Reno
So I've
or
been
Sparks area?
well. The Nevada. I've been here since 2007. I was an active duty Air Force judge advocate, and so came to Nellis Air Force Base, and then I had an Iraq War deployment.
Wow.
Pretty soon thereafter, came back, and I tell people the Air Force was really good to me. I met my wife.
Yeah. Awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That was
so
very cool.
Very, very cool. And then we've been in this area since early 2019.
well, thank you for being on the show, for sure. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying my grandpa was in the Air Force for 28 years, so thank you for your service.
thanks.
My grandpa always told me if you're smart, you choose the Air Force.
My dad was in the Air Force too.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to share this because it says that people are having a hard time finding it. So I'm going to work on that. Keep talking, Chaz.
Okay.
What do we got events coming
So
up?
number 2, we have the biggest little Easter egg hunt at 9th Street.
Just skipped one. Skipped one. Are you not going to that event now?
Which one? No, I didn't skip one.
Yeah,
No,
Virginia
that's-
City. Virginia City.
Oh, we didn't do that. That's right.
Yeah.
You're killing me, Smalls. So you do that one.
No. I gotta work on tech stuff.
So this is one that just I love oysters, but not Rocky Mountain oysters. So our next one is Virginia City takes the phrase "have a ball" to the next level with the 33rd annual Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry, the St. Patrick's Day celebration in historic Virginia City, March 16th. I'm actually supposed to go on behalf of Nevada Donor Network. We're supposed to have a table, and I guess they have a really cool parade up there. Have you ever been?
I haven't been to that one. The St. Patty's Day one. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, it's fun. I've been a couple times. I really liked it.
People come from all over the world to
I
go
know.
to that, just
It's
like the
crazy.
rib cook-off, but
It's
different,
crazy to me.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I love their advertisement. Have a ball.
Yeah, that's
Oh man, that Virginia City humor, like the outhouse races they do, the what else? The ostrich races and all sorts
I've
of
always
different
wanted to
things.
go to that. That looks pretty cool.
Camel races. It looks like a lot of fun. I would go to it. I would go to it. You want to go? You want to go to the Oyster Fest?
Well, I might have to for Nevada Donor Network, so
Nika says she wants to go. we're excited. So we like being in the community, and that's what it's all about. Is how can we be a part of events? How can we be a part of things that are already happening, and supporting those different organizations that are already out there trying to make a difference, like Hot August Nights, like all the different things that are happening. Rib Fest, Rib Cook-Off, right?
cook-off. He's a vegetarian. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so doesn't go to the rib cook-off often, right?
I actually do like going to the Rib Cook-Off because they have like street corn and all sorts of other fun stuff. So
It's so much fun. I've been going since
atmosphere.
I was a kid. Do you take the family?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you gotta get out to the rib cook-offs and July 4th festivities, and there's a lot of great things that happen just in our downtown area.
There really is. I mean, Sparks has a lot of great events.
yeah, Sparks is really getting up on the events and everything else. Oh no, we're public, we're good. Okay, whew, I got worried there for a minute. We've had some technical difficulties in the past, but we're doing better. And we're out there in the community, and we're all about community support and togetherness. Because Chaz,
Just like our cliche, be the change that you want to see in the world.
yeah.
See, I don't say wish, be the change you want to see in the world.
Do you want to should we use a Sharpie and change that?
Yeah, no, I like it. But I think that really entails some of the work that you do, which we'll talk about in a moment. I'm really excited. I think you kind of, I'm curious to hear how you even got into that and really wanted to go for that role. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so in the second event we're going to talk about is the biggest little Easter egg hunt, which is on the 9th Street, at the 9th Street Boys and Girls Club, and that will be from 10 to 1, and it's definitely a great event. Last year was a good event over there. A lot of community resources came out, and we had a great time. Our friends at CASA are the ones that are putting it on. One of their board members just volunteers here.
Yeah, she's amazing.
CASA is a great organization. Definitely reach out to them and see what you can do to help with this. I know they need volunteers right now.
Really badly. So if you guys are interested in that, please send us an email and we'll connect you guys.
Absolutely. My email is just dave@getclosed.org. So go ahead and check that out. And yeah, we're all about the community. We're all about seeing how we can work with other organizations. We're not the only organization that exists, right? There are so many great organizations out in the community. There really are. And we talk about it all the time on the show. How can we work with more people?
Yeah.
How can we be better together? Christopher Dare, when he was on, Councilman Dare, he said, in this community, we have all these resources. And the reality is nonprofits, officials, whoever, we don't work together. We just don't. We just either forget to or refuse to.
Or not as well as we could. There's always room for improvement.
I always know, and I've said this before, I forget just to reach out to someone. I forget just to say, you know what, that organization matters. How can we work with them? Our microcloud expansion project, that's what it's all about, is how can we help support these organizations. Our pilot program over at Bristlecone that we're going to actually have someone on next week or a few weeks from now and share about how that program works, kind of the nitty gritty, and how we're working to improve it. But it's all about how can we support Bristlecone? How can we have that wish list ready for them so they can get specifically the clothes they need for their clients? Yeah. So it's not an issue of, oh, we just have a closet full of clothing that no one can find or use, and it's not the right stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But how can we make sure that we get specifically what they need?
That's exciting. Meeting people where they're at. I love when you say that. And by the way, I got some good news for that second one. I think I found the bunny ears for you to wear at that.
Oh my goodness, I'm not wearing bunny ears.
Oh,
at that
come
event.
on. You said you would.
No. You can bring them. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll be in
for
a
the
good
kids,
mood. I don't know.
right?
It depends if my septic tank explodes or not. I mean, sorry, not tank. But anyways, it was fun. I'm glad we got that resolved. But that was a pain.
That's tough.
It's fine though. It's life.
Yep. So the next one we've got is the Silver Summit baby shower event. I'm actually really excited about this.
Yeah, me too.
And Silver Summit has sponsored this, and it moved to April 26th, 3 to 5 p.m., correct?
Yeah, so that was the original announcement, was that time and date, and then we had to move it back to the 26th, though, because of scheduling issues.
And Denise said, I went to Bristlecone, and that's exciting about the closet needed.
Thank you. Yeah. No, we're all about it in the wish list and getting exactly what they need and having some of those basic items there for them first in that little closet. Sure. Sweats, socks, those kinds of things. And then having the wish list for the specific needs, how we as an organization can fill that. It's important, and that's what our heart is with the micro closet expansion project. Our goal is to have 4 in the Reno Sparks community at the end of this year. Yep. And organizing that, and we're so thankful for Molina's support. They gave us a grant of $52,000 for a truck, and it was specifically for our micro closet expansion
really
project, and we really appreciate our partners at Molina.
And so I guess now is a really great time to kind of talk about our resource and just our guest. And so Wes, tell us a little bit about, kind of your role and how you got into it, and then also some of the great initiatives that you guys are doing, because I've heard and read a lot of great things that's happening.
Well, thanks. So the a lot of people ask me, well, what does a city attorney do? First and foremost, so the city attorney is both the chief prosecutor and also the chief legal advisor to the city. So we prosecute all misdemeanor level crimes within the city of Sparks. And then we represent all city departments within the city of Sparks. So everything from the police department, fire department, to Parks and Rec, to the snow plows that you see moving up your streets, and everything in between. And so I tell people, when I first took the job, I kind of was asking myself, like, well, what's a city attorney's office do? And every day really is there's new issues that pop up within the city. My opportunity here in the city of Sparks, I first entered the city as what's called the chief assistant city attorney, so the number 2 guy in the office. Chet Adams, who was the previous city attorney, had been in that position for 28 years. Wow. And we had lunch one time back in 2020 and didn't really hear from him or anything else. And he called me out of the blue and asked me if I'd considered taking the number 2 spot, because his number 2 had resigned to move on to another job. And so, I was a happy prosecutor at the DA's office here in Washoe County, prosecuting cases, but really saw an opportunity here to make an impact in the city that I live in, that my kids go to school in, that where we call home. And so that opportunity for leadership and to do initiatives and do the different things that we've been doing in the city of Sparks over the last few years really came up, and I just thought it was a great opportunity to do it, and I'm so glad I did it. I mean, I'm grateful to be in that spot. And then Mr. Adams, told me first, well, I don't think I'll run for another term. And this is a funny story. He said, I don't think I'll run for another term. I said, okay, you kind of get your mind around that. And then like a few months in, he's like, well, maybe I'll just do half the term. And then it was like, well, I might leave in the summer. And then there was one day he just came in the office and said, hey, I'm retiring in like 3 weeks. And so I always laugh when I tell that story, because you got to be ready, right? You have to be, I'm a military officer. I'm still a reservist. You've got to be ready for those challenges. And I was really fortunate. Mayor Lawson appointed me, and the city council confirmed my position as city attorney. So I've been in that position for the last 23 months and really loving it. It's a position that you can have an impact in the community. And, we've done a few, I think, really great initiatives to try to make a difference in our community, from everything from retail theft to domestic violence, to doing some other things. So it's been an exciting last 23 months for sure.
One thing I really respect about you in your office is the passion. I see you out in the community all the time, and you are very passionate about what you do. You can see it right away. And I think it's one of your callings, obviously. Do you feel like you're making Sparks a better place for your family?
Well, I do. I mean, I feel like we're, not just for my family, right? I think of every resident that calls Sparks home, and even the greater Washoe region. We want to do things that make a difference in people's lives. Local government is government closest to the people,
That's
right?
so
And
true.
so
Yeah.
it's the government that should be most responsive. One of the things when I took office is I immediately did what's called a Safer Sparks tour. And it was really a listening tour to get out in the community. Met with the faith community. I visited every school within the city of Sparks. We visited with businesses. We did business roundtables.
Wow.
We really tried to get out in the community to get a feel for what was on people's minds. So when we did our initiatives, we were thinking about the people in mind. And one of the things that we did really early, we launched a domestic violence initiative in July of 2022, and we called it the "In the Silence of Domestic Violence" campaign. And so we passed some new laws. One law in particular was prohibiting domestic violence in the presence of children. So
Yeah.
I was seeing an uptick in these type of cases where there's really violent altercations that were occurring in the presence of children, and the psychological, emotional, behavioral impacts that has on a child is really far reaching. And I was at a school visit, in particular one of the local elementary schools, and he in particular said, hey, we had one of our kids, the mom came in and had just been the victim of a domestic violence case. It was a case that was in our office actually being prosecuted, and we were unable to actually reach out to the victim survivor. And so through that, through that community visit, we were able to connect the victim to our victim advocate and the prosecutor. We ended up getting a conviction on that, and it was actually a good story. She was able to get away from that situation that she was in. The children were able to be safe. They actually ended up moving out of the state, and I think they moved to Hawaii, which, hey, that's not bad. But we look at that, and it was a really tangible reminder to me. It's like, as an elected official, and this is an elected position, you have to get out there and really listen to people and get a pulse for what you're doing. One of the things that we launched in the fall was our Back Our Businesses initiative. We've been seeing a real uptick, unfortunately, in retail theft in our community.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a whole host of reasons for why that may be occurring. But we had some businesses in particular. Some of our larger businesses have lost over $2 million, right, to retail theft.
Which can be devastating.
And smaller stores losing $100,000 in goods and stuff, and that can be devastating. And so we rolled out our initiative where we partnered up with the Sparks Police Department. We're doing targeted stings and operations. Our office has a zero tolerance policy for that, and getting restitution for businesses, prosecuting repeat offenders who just, for folks that just believe they can go into a store and steal. And so, it's having that sort of impact that I think is important. And then one of the biggest things that we did last fall, we did a senior scam fraud prevention initiative.
Yes.
Whoa,
And,
that's cool.
I work with
That's
Senior
really cool.
Coalition, and that's been very powerful for our community. So thank you for that.
And it's amazing the amount of senior fraud that's occurred in our country has doubled since March of 2020, which links right there with the pandemic and everything. And so, I mean, you all probably, and the listeners out there, probably got a text message today that said, "Hey, your package couldn't be delivered today,"
They're
or
getting
"Hey, your
good.
Amazon." I mean,
They're
they're
getting
getting
good.
very sophisticated, and so the only way to really protect yourself is to have that information about how to guard and protect yourself. And so, that's an important piece of prevention.
Can you share any nuggets of it, like just with our listeners and viewers? Maybe like what's some good tips? Of being aware.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is if you have a phone call from someone or some number that you don't recognize, we always tell people don't even answer it. Don't even get started with it, because a lot of times the fraudster can be very sophisticated and very believable. And and they will often use very manipulative tactics. They'll put a sense of urgency. They may put a sense of fear into you to try to act. And, we've seen people, give $10,000 to someone and do it in gift cards, for example. And you're going, why would someone do it in gift cards? But when they're saying, hey, we're going to come arrest you, we're going to do these things, and we're from a government agency, it scares people, right? So all these text messages, the phone calls that you're getting, the emails, if you don't recognize it, we tell people not to engage. Now on the email front, you'll sometimes get emails that look like they're from really, legitimate businesses, right?
Sure.
And one thing that we tell people, you don't want to click on the links in the actual messages, but when you can scroll over where it's coming from. And typically if you see an email saying from Home Depot, for example, and you're going, why does Home Depot want me to, give my social security number or whatever it is, right?
Make sense.
Or, hey, you've won something. We tell people, don't click on the links, but scroll over it. And oftentimes you'll see it's not from Home Depot. It's from, Al3313 at Hotmail or something, right?
Read the email.
So read the email, who it's from. Those are ways to protect yourself. The other thing is that if you get a call from someone that's maybe trying to collect a debt or doing those type of things, and you think there is any kind of legitimacy to it, we always tell people to hang up the phone, find that organization's number, and call them yourself, right?
Smart.
And reach out and do that.
That's good.
And then we tell people, hey, you probably want to be checking your online banking at least every day or every other day.
Whoa.
For fraudulent charges.
They'll even do little ones constantly. I mean, it's crazy.
I was a victim of it recently, and it wasn't a lot. It was just like a little bit, and then a big charge. I'm like,
So
what the heck?
I'll just say real quick, since you're being vulnerable, they just got me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I filed a trademark with the United States, with a third-party organization, and I got a call, and it was from an 866 number, very close to the United States patent number on the website. And they said, okay, you have to pay another $25 fee. And I was like, okay. So, and he goes, go to the website. So he sent me to the website, and it was just a few numbers difference. And he got me. So I gave him my credit card, and he tried to charge a day later, $420. But they had stopped it for whatever reason. And so I got really lucky, but you have to really pay attention.
Yeah. I think of like my grandparents, right? and I think about them. They will get got. Like they are people that, like, because I've been fooled.
Yeah.
Because I've been fooled, I'm like, and I'm pretty tech savvy.
Well, a lot of seniors come from a generation of wanting to really think the best of people and more of a trusting generation, and that people aren't out there hurting you. The other thing is this that I tell people, and is you have to start from the position that whoever's calling you, trying to reach out to you, is trying to scam you.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to think like that and be thinking like that. But anytime I get a phone call, an email, or anything, like, I've had things like I'll bank at USAA, right? Because I'm a veteran, or Bank of America, and you'll actually get a fraud alert from the actual institution that you bank at, and it'll say, hey, you've got a fraudulent charge. Click here to do it. I still go and I check my own
smart
account, right? Because and you can go, wow, they get sophisticated.
Sheriff Balaam shared last year, or like 8 months ago, that his daughter got scammed, and it was connected to his bank account or something. But I mean, it happens to a lot of people.
It's crazy.
We just have to be extra careful.
Yes,
that is crazy. Yeah. I think there's definitely something to be said about being aware and just looking over your account stuff. And I do it pretty regularly now that recently something happened. But I mean, I'm just being transparent, and you know how I am. I'm going to tell people what I think.
No way.
No?
Just kidding.
Like, your jokes are terrible?
They are terrible.
They're bad.
It's okay. They're dad jokes.
I'm a dad. I like them.
Yeah, thanks.
It's because I love you, man. You know that. I care about you.
You say that, but then you're constantly tearing me down, brother.
I know. That's how you know we're friends.
So Wes, what can the community do to better support your office and get involved? and make a difference in their community in partnership with you, what are some things that, is there any way that they can volunteer or get a word around or spread awareness, or what would you
Well,
say?
I always tell people if you absolutely have a concern in the community about any topic, always reach out to me. I mean, I do think, we talked a little bit about government and local government, municipal government, city government being closest to the people. I really believe that, our jobs that we have, we are not entitled to them, right? They can, an election can sweep them away and a new person can come in, and that's the right of the people that we work for. And so, we try to be a very, very accessible office. And hey, even if we can't help you directly with an issue you might be experiencing, maybe it's with the federal government or something else, we always try to be a resource and to get people pointed in the direction that they need to go. So I'd always say that. There's always opportunities within our police department for there's the volunteer force and helping out and doing those type of things. I tell people too that if you see theft occurring, right, tell someone, right? Maybe not intervene and tackle someone, right, because we don't want you getting hurt,
Right.
But that community accountability, our police department, my prosecutors, we can't be everywhere every time, but having that accountability and doing those things, I think really helps. Just watching out, right? This is what the podcast's about: connecting and community. And we really are better as a community when we're looking out for each other and doing those type of things. So our office tries to be really accessible.
And I know that's true for a fact. So thank you for making yourselves approachable. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you're approachable. You came down here and
what were you thinking? No, just kidding.
you wanted to sit in a podcast studio with Chaz and I for over half an hour. That was a bad choice, man.
Hey, I love it. I love the dialogue. And look, I think it's great for city officials to get out into the community, hear what's on people's minds, and take questions and talk about the different issues that affect and impact our city, right? And we live in a great city.
Yeah.
We live in a big-hearted community, and
I love Sparks. It's great.
It's a great community, and that I think a lot of people feel like, man, I want to get involved, I want to do things, and to your guys' point, it is about breaking those silos down and getting organizations to speak with one another and to get them working together, because really when you start working together, you can see an exponential impact that can really occur. I think too, it's a lot about saying, hey, we don't care who gets the credit about things. We just want to kind of work together and see what impact can be made.
Awesome.
Exactly. And the reality is it all starts with a conversation. That's where it starts. That idea starts with you and me talking and having conversations about what are the changes we can make in the community. I mean, the reality is 18 months ago, Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet was looking like we might not be in the community anymore. But I knew that we knew as a board, as leadership, we knew that this was an important thing to continue. It was so important that we knew that it had to continue. Yep. It had to. 700 people are going to come knocking at that door right there. If we're not open, they don't get a blanket when it's cold out. They don't get socks when they need it and they're wet and whatever else, right? 60 to 70% of our clients are unhoused individuals. That's the reality. And the other 30 to 40% are people that just need extra support. And without Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, those people don't get the support they need. On my first day when I was here, I've said this story a couple times on the show, but my first day, a gentleman comes in. He had nothing. And I didn't want to work here when I started. It's a reality. I didn't. And I just needed a job. I'm like, all right, it's an in-between job. It is what it is, right? That's how I felt. And this gentleman comes in. He had blisters on his face, cataracts. He was in rough shape, man. And he looked at me and teared up and said, "Sir, can I get a blanket?" And it was February. And in February in Reno, it's cold. And that was my light bulb moment. What we're doing matters. Giving a person a blanket that needed a blanket, that most likely that's his lifeline in that moment. Yeah. That blanket is his lifeline.
It's not just clothes, not just the blankets, hope and dignity. It's the experience.
Yeah.
So you cared and giving an act of kindness. We need more of that.
But I didn't start Good Shepherd. It's not about Dave. I didn't do it. It's the community coming together and making that happen. Someone had to decide, okay, I don't need this blanket anymore. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to donate it to Good Shepherd's clothes closet. Then Joanne in the back says, I'm going to measure the blanket. I'm going to roll it up real nice so it's organized and put it up in a nice spot so then that person can get a blanket. And then from there, that person has to decide to come in on the VOA van from the CARES campus or wherever else and come in and ask for. They have to ask for the blanket, right? So they have to make that initiative. Yeah. And sometimes when I'm in a hard spot, I don't want to ask for help. That's the reality. Yeah. I don't want to ask for help. I just want things to work. But if that person is able to have the courage to ask for help and get the help they need and be warm and safe for the winter, that matters. That matters. That Good Shepherd's clothes closet stays open. That we don't have 700 people at our door knocking to try to get in because we couldn't pay our bills, right? What's happening here matters. Yeah. And I will fight tooth and nail to make sure we are an organization that's moving forwards with our microcloset expansion project and everything else we're doing in the community, and we're continuing because it matters. Mm-hmm. What are you looking at?
No, that was really powerful. It's true. I can see your conviction, and I know this is a calling for you, and it's just beautiful because I remember what it was like a year ago, and huge things have happened, and that's because you guys coming together and donating time, sharing the podcast, driving awareness, donating clothes, and volunteering. So thank you, everybody in Northern Nevada, for coming together and making this happen.
And you can see the passion that you have about it. I mean, the homeless issue is issues that affect, you can get back to city government, affect cities across our nation.
Yeah.
And, it really is going to take, there's no one size fits all solution to it. It really does take community partnerships. Yes. It takes partnerships between nonprofit, between government, between private industry, between the healthcare industry, and all those different places to really address the issue. So I think you guys are situated right where you need to be, right? And providing a service for people in our community that really need it. I mean, giving someone a blanket in a harsh winter, right, is meeting a lot of different needs.
Yeah. Can you imagine being on the streets with all that snow we had? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Cold. Yeah. If we're able to give that person a blanket, a sleeping bag, a pad to lay on, a pillow.
Mm. Or the school children who have holes in their clothes and getting made fun of and being bullied,
it's terrible.
That makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. And so what we're doing matters, and I thank you for coming down here, listening to Dave rant and Chaz make a joke.
Like I said, I like his jokes.
Dad to dad, right?
Dad to dad jokes. Yeah.
We're gonna lose listeners because of that joke. Man, it hurt.
Okay.
He's like, we're done.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to find out more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. You can hit that donate button and donate clothing. You can donate time. You can donate treasure and be a part of what we're doing in the community, because what we're doing does matter. Mm-hmm. And it happens because of people like you. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. We help. I'm sorry, I didn't ask this. Would you like to add anything before we close up?
No, hey, thanks for the opportunity to come on. I just would tell your listeners, if you have anything that's affecting you in the city of Sparks or even in the region, you want to reach out to us and have a conversation. We're always willing to have that conversation, and please reach out. So thanks for your time.
Thank you.
For your guys'
thank
passion.
you for the proclamation.
It's inspiring, and I appreciate
you.
Hey, thank you so much. We help 700 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside. and help one. All right, thank you guys. We'll see you next week, okay?